Hi everyone, welcome back to online classes. Today we are going to learn about refraction of light at plane surfaces from class 9th. Yeah, refraction of light at plane surfaces, chapter 4. See children, in previous class we have already discussed about reflection of light at plane surfaces, right? So, and loss of reflection also we have learned, right? So, in this class, we are going to study about the refraction of light at plane surfaces. What happens to a light ray when it falls on a plane surface, or when a light ray changes medium, so what happens to it? Let us study briefly. Okay, before that let me ask one question. What happens, or what changes do you observe when you keep a pencil in a glass of water? Tell me. uh, if suppose if you go to any shop or any supermarket or general store, you will see a lemon kept in a glass tumbler, right, which is filled with water, appears to be bigger than its size. Have you observed any time? Yes. So here, see, when a pencil is kept inside the glass of water, if you look through one side of the glass, okay, it appears bending at the interface in the sense, this is the line which is separating the two medium. See, what are the mediums here? Here above the water surface, air is present, right? Inside, this is what? Water. So these are the two mediums. So this line is separating the two mediums, that is called, this is interface. So at the interface you observe that bending of a pencil, right? Why does this happen? Okay, when you look through upside of the glass, okay, so what will you observe? Yes, you can see a normal pencil when you look, okay, from the above. So actually, how can we explain this? So what could be the reasons for them? So let us study in this lesson. Yeah, when a thick glass slab is placed over some printed letters, the letters appear raised when viewed through the glass slab. In offices, in schools, right? We can see a thick glass slab is placed over printed letters like papers, whatever. Okay, when you look through the glass slab, it appears to be raised or bigger than its size, right? So what could be the reason for this? For all this, we need to understand about the refraction of light. Okay, if you know the refraction of light, easily you can answer them. Understand? Yeah. See, before that, let me say about loss of refraction. As you know, the first one, the incident ray and the refracted ray, normal, right, and point of incidence, all are lie in the same plane. Okay, the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is a constant. Okay, for the light of a given color and for the given pair of media. So this is called nothing but Snell's law of refraction. Here I is the angle of incidence and r is the angle of refraction. Then we can easily write n is equals to sin I by sin r, where n is the refractive index, that is constant. So let me explain now. Consider here is the paper, okay, and if you draw a line, okay, consider two mediums here. First one is air. Yes, consider a paper, right? Draw a line, and here is the air medium, and here is the water medium. Yes, now assume an incident ray coming from the air medium, and this is incident ray entering into the denser medium. Okay, so at the interface, simply it changes its direction due to its speed. This is nothing but point of incidence, because when a incident ray falls on the interface, that point is called point of incidence. So through this point of incidence, we can draw the normal perpendicular to the interface. So this is nothing but normal, also downside. Okay, the angle, you know very well, the angle between the normal and the incident is angle of incidence, and the angle between the refracted ray and the normal is angle of refraction. Okay, so now the first law of refraction is incident ray, point of incidence, normal, okay, and the interface and refracted ray all are lie in the same plane. Okay, same plane in the sense this is not out of the paper, that's why all are lie in the same plane. Okay, this is the first law of refraction. Okay, next second law of refraction. Yeah, second law of refraction is nothing but the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refracted angle, refracted or refraction. Okay, this is equals to the constant. That constant is a small n, where small n is the refractive index. Refractive index of the medium. Okay, denoted by letter small n. So easily we can write n is equals to sine I by sine r. For example, if a light ray travel from medium 1 to medium 2, easily we can write n21 is equals to sine I by sine r. Here what is n21 represents? Yes, n is the refractive indices, right? So n21 in the sense refractive index of the first medium with respect to the second medium. Okay, refractive index of the first medium with respect to the second medium. This is equals to sine I by sine r, also called Snell's law. Snell's law. Okay, nothing but Snell's law. n1 or n21 is equals to sine I by sine r. So now what is refractive index? Let me explain now. So refractive index is denoted by the letter small n. It is also a type of ratio that speed of light in medium by speed of light in vacuum. Okay, refractive index is a type of ratio that a speed of light in medium to speed of light in vacuum. Okay, so speed of light in medium always changes because it varies from medium to medium, right? Then what happens to the speed of light in vacuum? It is always constant, that is equals to 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Okay, this is equals to speed of light in vacuum, and it is denoted by the letter C. Okay, it is a very important value. You must remember this. C represents speed of light in vacuum, that is equals to 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Always constant, that's it. Whereas speed of light in medium varies from medium to medium. Okay, in water, in air, in glass, it is different. Okay, so this is nothing but a refractive index of the medium. Okay, yeah, next here see here, consider a coin is kept at the bottom of the vessel as shown in figure 1b. Okay, if you stand near the vessel, easily you can able to see the coin with your naked eye, right? But suppose if you move away from the vessel somewhat distance, also you can able to see the coin. If you move further or away from the vessel, you can't able to see this coin through your naked eye, right? So when the vessel is empty, it is happened, right? For example, if the vessel is filled with water, okay, what happens to what happens to the ray of light, and what changes will you observe? Let us study this. Yeah, here stand there and ask your friend to fill the vessel with water. When the vessel is filled with water, the coin comes back into view. When you stand away from the vessel, okay, you can't able to see the coin at the situation. But when the vessel is filled with water, the view you can able to see view of the coin. So why does this happen? Why are you able to see the coin when the vessel is filled with water? You know that the ray of light originating from the coin doesn't reach your eye when vessel is empty, right? Hence you could not see the coin, but coin becomes visible to you after the vessel is filled with water. Then how is possible? Yes, this can be also explained by refraction of light. Yes, see here. How is it possible? Do you think that the ray reaches your eye when vessel is filled with water? Yeah, actually what happens when you filled with water inside the vessel, here consider it is the air medium and it is the water medium, and this line nothing but interface, because it is separating the two medium, air and water, right? Yes, already we discussed, when you try to look through to the coin, for the coin, the light ray coming from the coin, from the denser medium, right? The light ray coming from the denser medium, denser nothing but water, okay, simply we call denser medium, and at the interface it changes the direction because of the change in its speed, right? Already I told you, when it enters from one medium to another medium, it changes its speed. Due to change in its speed, the direction is changed, or direction changes. That's why it bends either away from the normal or towards the normal. This is the incident ray. So here due to change in its speed, the light ray bends like this. That's why after filled with water, the coin visible to you, but not from the original place. It somewhat appear raised from the vessel, so you can see the coin at this place in the vessel. At the original place you can't see because of refraction. Understand? So what happens to a light ray when travel air medium, nothing but rarer medium. Okay, we call rarer medium. Always air belongs to rarer. Water, glass, and etc. called a denser medium. Okay, children. Yeah, what happens to a light ray when it comes from rarer, or when it enters from rarer to denser, or denser to rarer? Okay, let me explain now. Yeah, look at this picture. Here you can see uh, a light ray coming from rarer and entering into denser. So this is the rarer medium and it is the denser medium, because it is water, right? And here is air, you know very well. Okay, this is the incident ray. V1, V2 are the two light rays. This is incident ray and this is refracted ray. You know, the perpendicular line to the interface is a normal, right? Yeah, when a light ray enters into the denser medium from rarer medium, it bends towards the normal. Understand? When light ray coming from rarer medium and enters into the denser medium, it should bend towards the normal, not away from the normal, not like this. This is wrong. It bends towards the normal. Okay, because here if you take angle I and angle R, the angle between the normal and the incident ray is angle I, and the angle between the normal and the refracted ray is angle R. We can find that here angle I is greater than angle R. Says or no? Angle of incidence is greater than the angle of refraction. So at this condition, the light ray or refracted light ray bends towards the normal. Then what happens if angle of incidence is less than angle of refraction? Yeah, here. Now assume a light ray coming from denser and entering into rarer. So this is the arrow marks. These are the arrow marks showing the direction of light. Here light propagating from denser medium to rarer medium. Okay, as you know, here if you draw the if you find the angle I and angle R, we can say that therefore angle I is less than angle R. So when angle incident angle is less than refracted angle, the refracted ray must bend away from the normal. See here the distance, because the light ray is coming from denser to rarer. So at this condition, refracted ray bends away from the normal, not towards the normal. This is the condition, and you must remember this. When angle I is greater than angle R, what happens? Light ray bends towards the normal. Okay, in this situation, light ray bends away from the normal. And see this. For example, let I be the angle made by the incident ray and R be the angle made by refracted ray with the normal. So these angles are called angle of incidence and angle of refraction respectively. So here the angle between the normal and the incident ray is called angle I, and the angle between the normal and the refracted ray is angle R. You know, according to the laws, always, and in reflection angle I is equals to angle R. That is possible in reflection. In refraction also sometimes it is possible, not in all cases. Okay, but what happens to a light ray when it travel through the normal? Okay, if it makes some an angle with the normal, either it bends towards the normal or away from the normal, right? What happens to a light ray when it falls through the normal? Tell me, either bends towards the normal or away from the normal, or anything else? Yes, you are right. Neither bends, or neither bends towards the normal nor away from the normal, because it refracts through the normal. Okay, it doesn't make any angle. So the angle made by refracted ray at this situation is 0 degree. Understand? And also when light ray travel through interface also. Understand? So these are the two conditions you must remember, right? And here already we discussed about the refractive index, that is some values are given in the table 1. Refractive indices of some material and media. Air refractive index is 1.003 and water 1.33, kerosene 1.44 and crown glass 1.52, right? Diamond 2.42, rock salt 1.54, right? Benzene 1.50. These are all the mediums, okay, under denser medium, not rarer. Rarer consists only air, okay. So ice 1.31. So some of them you must remember, like air, water, kerosene, benzene, diamond, rock salt. So very, very important. So you must remember them. Understand? Okay, children, try to remember all the refractive indices of some mediums and formulas also. Thank you.